The rain-slicked streets of Vienna glistened under the amber glow of street lamps as I paced the living room of our modest apartment in the Innere Stadt district. It was well past midnight, and Elna had promised she'd be home by 11 from her girls' night with her old university friends. The Wiener Schnitzel I'd prepared sat cold on the table, the candle stubs flickering their last breaths. Our marriage, once a whirlwind romance, sparked in the shadow of St. Stephen's Cathedral, had grown stale over the years, stifled by my long hours at the architecture firm and her restlessness in our childless home. But tonight, something felt off. The autumn wind howled through the narrow alleys outside, carrying the faint chime of distant church bells. The door creaked open at 1:47 a.m., and there she was, my wife of 8 years, her auburn hair disheveled, mascara streaked like war paint. She kicked off her heels with a clatter, her silk blouse untucked, reeking of cheap wine and something sharper, like regret. "Marcus," she slurred, leaning against the wall for support, her green eyes glassy but defiant. "We need to talk." Those words, they hung in the air like a guillotine blade. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest. "What happened, Elena? Are you okay?" She laughed, a bitter, hollow sound that echoed off the high ceilings of our pre-war building. "Okay? No, darling, I'm not okay. I slept with Lucas." Lucas, my brother. The name hit me like a tram derailing. Lucas, the golden child of our fractured family. The one who inherited father's fortune while I scraped by on talent alone. Our father, a stern Viennese banker, had always favored him. The charming extrovert over the quiet dreamer. Generational wounds ran deep in the Fisher clan. Father's affair that tore our mother apart, leaving her to wither in a sanatorium in the Alps, her secrets buried with her. I'd sworn to break the cycle, building a life with Elena far from the opulent family estate in Grinzing. But now this betrayal unearthed it all. I sank into the armchair, the leather creaking under my weight. "Why? How long?" She collapsed onto the sofa, burying her face in her hands. "It started last month, at the family gathering you skipped. He listened to me, Marcus. You never do anymore. We're like strangers sharing a bed." The room spun. Images flashed, Lucas smirking at our wedding, his hand lingering too long on Elena's waist, the way he'd undermined me at every turn, convincing father I was too artistic for the business. Revenge simmered in my veins, slow and insidious, like the fog rolling off the Danube in winter. But I played it cool. "We'll get through this," I lied, pulling her into an embrace. Inside, the plan began to form. The next morning, overstrong. Viennese coffee at Café Central, its marble tables etched with the ghosts of intellectuals past. I feigned forgiveness. Elena wept apologies, vowing to cut ties with Lucas. But I knew better. Family secrets don't die easily. I delved into our history, poring over old letters in the attic, the musty scent of yellowed paper mingling with the chill October air. There, amid mother's diaries, I found the truth. Lucas wasn't father's biological son. An affair with a rival banker, hushed up to save face, proof in faded ink, birth records, whispered confessions. This was my weapon, weeks blurred into a tense routine. Vienna's Christmas markets twinkled with fairy lights, the air thick with glühwein and roasted chestnuts, but our home felt like a pressure cooker. Elena tiptoed around me, her guilt manifesting in overcooked strudels and forced smiles. Lucas, oblivious, called often, his voice booming through the phone, like thunder over the Vienna woods. "Brother, join us for the holidays at the estate. Father would want it." Father, the man whose will left everything to Lucas after his accidental fall down the grand staircase 5 years ago. Suspicion gnawed at me. Had Lucas pushed him? Mother's diaries hinted at his temper, his greed. I accepted the invitation, my motive crystallizing: expose him, ruin him, reclaim what was mine. The drive to Grinzing wound through vine-covered hills, snow dusting the landscape like powdered sugar on a sacher torta. The estate loomed, a Baroque mansion with manicured gardens, now barren under winter's grip. Inside, the air was heavy with pine from the towering Christmas tree, crystal chandeliers casting fractured light. Lucas greeted us with open arms, his wife Anna, elegant and aloof, pouring mulled wine. Their 2 children, spoiled heirs, scampered about, oblivious to the undercurrents. Dinner was a farce. Silverware clinked against porcelain as we feigned normalcy. Elena avoided Lucas's gaze, her hand trembling on her fork. I watched him, his smug face flushed with wine, boasting about expanding the family bank. "Marcus, you should join me. Architecture's a hobby. This is legacy." Legacy. The word ignited me. That night, as snow blanketed the grounds, I slipped into Father's old study. The room smelled of aged leather and cigar smoke, bookshelves groaning with financial tomes. In a hidden drawer, keyed by a code from Mother's diary, I found the documents: falsified accounts, embezzlement trails leading to Lucas. He'd siphoned funds, pinning it on Father to justify the suicide narrative after the fall. Murder covered up. But revenge needed precision. I confided in Anna subtly over breakfast the next day. The sun pierced the frost-laced windows, steam rising from our coffees. "Anna, has Lucas seemed distant?" I probed, planting seeds of doubt. She confessed her suspicions. Late nights, unexplained absences. I showed her snippets of the diary, enough to hook her without revealing my hand. Psychological tension built like a symphony crescendo. Elena noticed my late-night whispers, my growing distance. "Marcus, what's wrong? You're scaring me." Her eyes, once vibrant, now shadowed with fear. Moral dilemmas tore at me. Was I becoming the monster I despised? Destroying Lucas meant collateral damage. His children, Anna, even Elena, who still harbored feelings. New Year's Eve arrived, Vienna alive with fireworks over the Prater. Back at the estate for the gala, guests in tuxedos and gowns swirled like eddies in the Danube. Lucas, drunk on power and champagne, cornered Elena in the garden, fairy lights twinkling like stars. I watched from the shadows, the cold biting my skin. "Come back to me," he murmured, his breath fogging the air. That was my cue. During the midnight toast, crystal glasses raised high, I stood. "A toast to family secrets," I announced, voice steady. The room hushed, the grandfather clock ticking like a heartbeat. I revealed it all, projecting scanned documents on the wall via my phone. The affair proving Lucas's illegitimacy, the embezzlement, the suspicious death. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Anna's face crumpled, tears streaming as she confronted him. "Is it true?" Lucas's facade shattered. "You bastard," he snarled, lunging at me. We grappled amid overturned chairs, the metallic tang of blood mixing with spilled wine. Elena screamed, pulling us apart. Police arrived, summoned anonymously by me, sirens wailing through the snowy night. In the aftermath, as spring thawed the Alps, Lucas faced trial. Disinherited, imprisoned for fraud and manslaughter. The estate reverted to me, but victory tasted bitter. Elena left, her parting words echoing, "You've become just like him." I wandered Vienna's Ringstrasse alone, cherry blossoms swirling in the breeze, haunted by ghosts. Revenge healed nothing, it only deepened the scars. Yet in the quiet cafes, amid the hum of trams and laughter of strangers, I found a fragile peace, free from the shadows of betrayal.